I'm tired as a bitch, but I'm still gonna knock this review out. Okay, anyway. So yeah, episode 117. So the preview already has me laughing with Rosie going and that in like that very annoying way. And I've always said like I hate hearing that shit. That's like the worst way to use your voice. At least in one of them, right? As much as I love Nozawa, I hate when she does that with Goku, right? Even though she's like my third favorite. My favorite. I like her more than Shauna Schemmel, but you guys already know the deal with that. So yeah, this is pretty much about Ribrianne versus 18 for the most part. But beginning of the episode, or towards the beginning, it has Vegeta punch the wall and go like, "Damn Kakarot." Um, like, why? I mean, I know why he did it, but yet again, like this characterization it's inconsistent with what it should be. He shouldn't be going by like, "Damn Kakarot, oh, he went up to me again," or whatever the fuck. You know, Obviously, I'll just I pretty much have to say it like every video, just in case like someone new comes and watches the video, whatever the chances of that are. But ever since the Boo arc, this whole fuck Kakarot personality for Vegeta should not happen. Katepesla has this. So we actually see like inside in something like the inside like of his helmet, like part of his face and stuff. I actually kind of would have preferred if we didn't see that. I think the thing about like mask characters is sometimes I always feel like it's cool just to like not show the face, and I feel like we could have gotten that with Katepesla because he kind of looks like a bitch on the inside, but his transformation into being 300 times more powerful isn't actually like a problem with me. So if you guys have watched my previous review, I said that it was a problem with the speed, like having 300 times speed, right? And I said that there was a problem because there's no way to properly like gauge that, right? I mean, you have Beerus moving fast, you have Goku, all these characters are moving fast, causing afterimages and shit. So who cares if you're like 300s a million times faster? Like whatever the fuck, right? It doesn't matter. But here with the power, with him, with his like strength, it was like a B, right? So it was like battle mode. That's not actually a problem to me because it's like Kaioken or something like that, for example. And the color change isn't maddening either. Um, I've already said that Super in general has just like abused like the same thing over and over again, whether it's a color change like with Frieza and obviously the same hair color forms, and it's kind of like doing the same thing here with Katepesla. So I guess in that respect, it's kind of like you take a point away or whatever. But like I said, like the whole color thing has been happening since Dragon Ball Z, when Vegeta, Gohan in the Cell games, and Gohan in the Buu arc, and Gotenks all transformed into Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2. Like the hairstyle doesn't change too much, and it's pretty much the shape of the hair and the color is essentially the same. Yeah, like Super Saiyan 2 is a little different from Super Saiyan 1, but the shape of the hair is relatively the same. Unlike Goku and Trunks, like unlike Goku and Trunks, like the hairstyle doesn't actually like change. Vegeta and Gohan and Gotenks, like their hair and Vegeta for that matter, their hair stays pretty much the same. Goku and Trunks are the only ones. Their hair is the only one that changes. Vegeta was getting beat on for no reason. Okay, so this was actually like eye cancer, right? So this man Vegeta's trying to. I'm so tired, but like I'm gonna do my best to like replicate the laugh. It was just like Vegeta was trying to imitate Ultra Instinct by trying to like not think or like to empty his mind, which is fine. But then this dude just starts getting beat on for no reason by this Katepesla dude, and I'm just sitting here watching him just get like beat on, just trying to be like, oh, I'm not thinking about anything, and I'm just thinking about Vegeta like trying this against Goku in the Saiyan arc, or against 18 or 19 in the Androids arc, or against Cell, or against Boo, like whoever, and it just comes across as like so fucking stupid. So yeah, that was actually like a very bad moment. Granted, he does attack at the end, and it looks like he hasn't taken much damage. Like he does catch his punch or whatever, and it's not like he needs healing or anything. But still, for him to let that happen is outright like hilarious and just like stupid. It shouldn't even be a thing. Like even for mocking sake, even to like find it funny, because you can find funny you can find humor in things that are actually funny, or humor because they're bad, or like they're badly written or whatever. And this is the case of like, yeah, it's funny because it was like badly written. Like the terribleness of this thing like made me laugh. Then we have like some 17, 18 stuff, which is, well, not some. That's pretty much the rest of the episode. I didn't like that brother sister interaction at the end, where he's like wrapping the ankle. That was fucking retarded, right? So again, I'm all for 17, 18 brother-sister interactions, but again, like this ankle wrapping thing was fucking bullshit, right? He's fucking wrapping up a swollen ankle. Bro, what the fuck? Look, listen. These people, look, they're not Mr. Satan. They're not fucking Videl or Chi-Chi. They're not regular humans, right? These guys are androids. These guys can blow up planets with their fucking arms, if they like their pinkies if they wanted to, right? These people have been thrown through islands, punched in the face, all the shit, and you need to patch a fucking bruised ankle? Like the fuck? It's just the most forced way to make 17 and 18 like have like this cozy 17, 18 like, or this cozy like brother sister interaction, and it's just ugh. 17's dream, I think I've already talked about this, but it's not the most cathartic either, considering he could just fly his family around. But I mean, at the same time, I guess you could just justify him like going on a cruiser, like him just taking it easy and just enjoying life like at a slow pace. Like, of course he can circle the earth at whatever by like flying around, but going on a cruiser allows him to like just enjoy like life as it comes, I guess. You know, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like going like in a race car or being like being on a cruiser. You know what I mean? That's that sense of speed, I guess. So just trying to take it easy. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, I guess that's one way to rationalize it. But I feel like just to kind of like make Supers, I think, tried a little too hard to try and characterize like 17 or the characters in general as quote unquote like good guys, or just, I don't know, like the way that they characterize them isn't the strongest. And this dream, I feel like, is just like whatever. Okay, yeah, that's tight, whatever. And it's not the most sensible either. Hellas has like this beautiful plan, right? And so she has like this quote about this beautiful plan, and you guys already know where I'm going with this. Hellas's beautiful plan is to attack an exhausted Goku. And you guys already know what I feel, how I feel about the word plan or procedure or whatever, and how it's used in the show, because it's so fucking basic, right? It's so fucking basic. Attacking an exhausted Goku isn't a plan. It's not a tactic. It's just it's not like something that needs like great intelligence to think about, like, you know, to use. It's just like it's just something like common sense tells you to go like, this dude's exhausted, go and take him out. There's no reason that should be like a fucking plan, right? And again, it's one of those things like what I was saying earlier, like you laugh because it's so bad. It's not laugh because like it's actually funny or because it's ironic or whatever, like, oh, she's calling it a plan because like it's this really small like little thing, right? But it's just bad because it just comes across as like, yo, like you're just fucking stupid. Like this is actually like bad writing rather than this being like ironic or whatever. And the other thing is that Hellas was calling this man beautiful in previous episodes too. Though I guess, I mean, you can justify that by saying like she cares about her universe and like love that she's seen and beauty that she's seen, and she, you know, she wants her universe is more important than Goku, even though she called him beautiful, right? So I guess you can justify it like that. But yeah, the beautiful plan piece of dialogue was whack. Rosie's what's it called? Yachina fist? That's still whack. That's stupid. Rapid punching. It's like no different than all the other times we've seen like every single fucking character like punch like at a high speed. So yeah, that's whack. Roshi's comment about the Universe 2 fighters fighting well when they attack 17. So when Ribrianne and Rosie attack 18 and 17, Roshi has this comment about them like fighting well, and that is like such like that line of dialogue does nothing to tell us anything that we don't already know, and it's obviously lines of dialogue used to drag out the rest of the episode. So yeah, that was pretty bad. Zeno copying Rosie's Yachina fist was actually better than Rosie herself doing it. So this was actually a case where, I guess it's a case of both. Like the Yachina fist shouldn't even be an attack to begin with, right? But the fact that, so that's where the humor comes from, right? Like it's just bad writing for that to be an attack. But for Zeno to copy that, that was like legitimately like not funny, but it made me chuckle. It's like, oh, haha, that's adorable, whatever, right? So that was a nice, cute little moment. Then Ribrianne fights 18. Ribrianne there's this part where can't even speak right. Ribrianne is she's complaining that 18 is dodging her attacks. And I read this line, like I was looking at the screen, the lines of dialogue processed into my brain. I'm just like, stop dodging my attacks. That's not beautiful. And I'm just like, she wasn't saying this against Vegeta. She wasn't saying this against Goku. She wasn't saying this against 17. And now, for some reason, all of a sudden, she says this against 18. And again, this is another case of Super not having good lines of dialogue. They don't know how to write good dialogue or natural, organic, seamless dialogue, and it just comes across as off-putting and just bad. Then there's this part where what's it called? What's her name? Ribrianne. She transforms into like this big ass like kaiju version of herself. Not really kaiju version because that would imply like she goes like into a monster, but well, I mean, I guess kind of like if you guys know about Mothra, she gets like the butterfly wings, even though she already had that. But anyway, she goes into like the supersized version of herself, and she grows butterfly wings like how she did before. And once again, it's cheating with the wands. Universe 2 starts to donate their actual love somehow, becomes like physical energy, which I guess isn't the craziest thing considering like anger. Well, no, actually, no, it is crazy. I mean, you can have emotions like trigger key, but for emotions to actually like become key, that's something that's something else, right? So they're cheating with the wands, and like love is actually being transformed into her. So because she's receiving people's love, she's actually like getting stronger because of that, and that's just fucking stupid. That's on some fairy tale shit, right? So then, yeah, 18 gets caught in like this love trap, and then there's this really forced Krillin yelling 18's name over and over again, right? Like there's this moment where he keeps going like Ju Hachiko-san, Ju Hachiko-san, Ju Hachiko-san, Ju Hachiko-san, over and over again, and that was trash, right? And like this, and again, look, I'm not trying to diss Krillin or 18 or say like anything about the relationship or anything, but you guys already know how I feel about the relationship when it comes to Super. Like, it's just, like, the most beta cuck thing. Like, they're literally, like, cucking Krillin. Like, these high fives and everything. Like, you see someone do that, like, in public and shit. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Dude, Krillin can... I mean, I'm not saying couples can't high-five each other. It's just that the way in which they showed them high-fiving was so trash. It was the most beta cucking. Whether it was... And even though I like him, whether it was... what the fuck is this? Shimanuki, right? The artist or the character designer, the way that he models characters, right? Whether it's him like drawing like the character super young or making them seem super young as he usually does, right? Or whatever. It's just that the way that Krillin and 18's relationship and them being like a couple has just been like handled so bad and Super, with the exception of her cutting Krillin's hair, because I actually like that moment. But then this man Krillin actually has to be held back, and for what? It's just like, talk about over dramatic. She's not gonna die or anything, right? I mean, literally, like there's a scene in this episode that I'm not joking, right? You can't be killed. You can't be killed in this tournament, right? Like that's a rule. Otherwise, they're gonna throw that out later, right? But you can't be killed in this tournament, and Krillin is literally like trying to go over and save 18, and Kaioshin and I think Tien and Elder Kaioshin and Tien have to like stop him from like trying to save her. It's like, what the fuck? It's like over dramatic as fuck. She can take care of herself. She's not gonna get like fucking killed or anything, you know. At best, you can just catch her when she falls out of ground, when she falls out of bounds, you know. So yeah, that whole like over dramatic and flashbacks. Oh my god, that was, dude. Listen. I have been against Krillin slander. Like you guys, like I said it right. Like I'm of the opinion that Krillin is more useful in quote unquote Z than he is in quote-unquote part 1 of Dragon Ball, right? And I've always said, like, no, he's not useless. Yes, he is important. Yes, he is a good character and all this, right? But, my goodness, Super, you are doing the absolute most to try and purport those memes. I was watching the flashback, and this man, like, you watch those flashbacks, and you look like Krillin, like, carrying the groceries and whatever, and, like, carrying, like, 18's bag. Yeah, he was carrying 18's bag. And you just... It's just like this dude, like you look at him and you just look at him like a cuck. Super is literally making him a cuck. I look at Krillin in the Boo arc and I don't see a cuck, right? Remember when he protected 18 and Marin before Boo was going to turn him into chocolate? Like, I wouldn't say like that's overly manly like Kenshiro or Chotaro or something, but like, yo, this looks like a dude who has his shit together, like who's brave and shit. I look at Krillin here in Super and these flashbacks and I'm just like, this is some like 12-year-old kid whose wife is probably getting like DP behind the scenes or some shit, right? So like that really was, oh my god, like I just wanted to like slap the shit out. I don't even know who wrote the episode. I think it was like Fukushima maybe or something like that. Yeah. Anyway. And then 18 responds to this, and all of a sudden she can get out of the love trap by powering up for some reason. For some reason, It's not that she can. It's not that she got out of it by powering up. It's the reason that she was unable to get out of it, and then she can get out of it because Krillin's yelling to her like made her stronger or some bullshit. Fuck Tilly for that. But you know, the ending was kind of good. The animation for attacking, you know, big ass Ribrianne, that was sick. And Ribrianne gets eliminated, and Rosie's eliminated too by 17, right? So yeah. And people are like going like woohoo, hooray for Ribrianne getting eliminated. I don't have a problem with Ribrianne, honestly. I said this before, but like Ribrianne as like a magical girl or like this fat girl or whatever, like I think that just fits in Dragon Ball in general, right? Of course, the reason the way in which Super has quote unquote ruined that character is because they've just, like how they do with every other character, they take one trait of a character and they exaggerate it and flanderize it to no end. And obviously with Ribrianne, it's love and love and love and love over and fucking over and fucking over and fucking over again, right? So hearing that shit over and over again makes you just like detest that character because it's just the same fucking shit. And the second thing is like the power scaling, because you don't actually know like how fucking strong this bitch is. 1 minute she's struggling with 17 that she can fight Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And then she can go, you know what I mean? And even though like that's what happened in in that episode, it's just like we know like that's not the case. Or Goku's holding back, and like that's why like this shit is happening. I mean like that's not, like I said before, that's not a good excuse. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I like Ribrianne, and per par I'm pretty sure she's going to be much better in the manga. If Jiren isn't any indication of that already, and Vermaud, then you have no hope. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, this episode was pretty much the same shit in general, but like a couple good things here and there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys whenever. I'm gonna go beat off or something. Watch Gintama maybe.